Why don't we have Patricia come on? Come on, Patricia. Give her a hand. So what I want to do now is a little bit different. That's why rather than have you do it, I'm going to do it for her. What I want to know is, what is the one essential key that needs to be triggered in this woman for her to have this? Now, she likes them all. But what does she have to, someone have to show her that they love her, do they have to tell her, or do they have to touch her a certain way for her to have that deep kinesthetic feeling she calls love? And by the way, there is a specific trigger. So watch how we do this. So, Patricia, can you remember a time when you really felt totally loved? Can you go back to that time?
Yeah.
And feel how you felt then? Yeah. Did that person who you really loved, in order for you to feel those special feelings, can you feel them right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Did they have to show you they love you by doing things for you, demonstrating it by sending you things, taking you places? Do they have to do that? Is that a necessity for you to feel love? Obviously not, right? Do they have to tell you that they love you for you to feel that real deep feeling of love? Do they have to touch you a certain way for you to feel love?
Yeah.
Is there any doubt which one is most important? Okay, now let me give you an example of this. So, Patricia, how specifically do they need touching for you to really feel love?
Really in a real committed way.
Okay. Do they touch your face? I mean, if they're not totally not, if it's a non-sexual way, how will they touch you for you to totally feel love? Do they hug you tight? I mean, do they hug you really tight, or do they just lightly hug you? How specifically do they hug you? Really tight. Okay. And by the way, when she's doing this, is she demonstrating a state of how she feels when she feels really loved? Okay. So, would you stand up for a second? If I had to hug you like this, just like this, how do you feel? By the way, did she go in the same state?
Yes.
Some people are not saying yes. Those who are saying no, tell me what it was. There's something she did when she was feeling really loved here that was real obvious in terms of physiology. Anybody notice? Sweet sweating. What happened when I hugged her? You couldn't see it. Her feet started bouncing up and down, the same exact state. Okay? Now the question is, could it be as simple as finding out the one specific thing the person needs and being able to give them that, have them totally feel loved? Is that possible?
Yes.
Probably not. Okay? So I can come up and hug Patricia anytime and just hug her in a special way. And what happened here with her legs again? Anybody see?
Yeah.
Movement, and what else? Did you hear the same exact? Oh. Okay, same state. Same state. Now let me ask you a question. I'll answer that in a second. Let's say I have a relationship with Patricia, and it's the beginning of our relationship. When you're in the courting sessions of relationship. And the courting sessions, do you do them all? I mean, you take them out, right? You show them, you tell them, you touch them, right? Isn't that what we usually do in the beginning of a relationship? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Now, when that relationship becomes somewhat secure, or you've been in that relationship for a while, sometimes what happens is now you've got other things in your life, so you go to your comfort zone. Doesn't mean you don't love the person any more than before. You just go to the place where you most likely express love, because you're not in this totally mobilized state, but you're still in a loving state. So let's say I have a relationship with Patricia, and the way that I let people know I love them, let's say, is that I tell them that I love them. Okay? Now, in the beginning I did it all, and the reason she really felt loved by me was because of my what? Touch. So now I love her just as much as before, but now I just tell her. And all of a sudden, guess what happens to the relationship? It starts to fall apart. Because what happens is I tell her, and Patricia goes, yeah, you're always telling me, but you never touch me. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm running around all the time. I tell you, don't you get that I love you? She's going, no way. Or how about the opposite? Let's say you do all three in the courting process, and the thing that really got somebody was that you show them. I mean, some people have to be shown. They have to be taken out. They have to be sent cards or flowers, right? And then when you got out of the courting part of the relationship, now you're in your comfort zone, the way that you do is you don't show them, but you touch them. So what happens is the lady goes, well, sure, he's always grabbing at me, but he never takes me out, never sends me flowers anymore, anything else. He doesn't love me. Anybody ever had an experience like that? He doesn't love I'm going to react the opposite. Sure, he never touches me. He's always sending me flowers. He must be guilty. He's out screwing somebody else. When the truth is that what he does is, this is how he communicates. This is his comfort zone for having that real feeling of love. But see, what happened was in the beginning of the relationship, you did it all. So there was this misnomer, and see, now it looks like the whole thing shifted. So do you understand the power of knowing what someone needs? Now, we all want it all, right? We all deserve it all. We should show and tell and feel and touch, all those things. But let me tell you something else. If I come up to Patricia and I just go like this and hug her lightly, do I get the same state? So, I mean, you go, okay, the person needs to be, touched, and what you do is the way you touch is you come up and you touch like this. Okay, that will not put her in that stage. You probably been able to figure out by her physiology. Okay? Or you come up and you grab somebody, and that's the opposite. How they want to be touched is this gentle touch. Or, give her a hand. Thank you very much. Guess what? Some people just need a certain look. You got it. In fact, we don't have time, but I usually get one of all three. And then what I do is from the front of the room here, I go to the person, I said, I wonder if it's possible you can have someone feel totally loved just by looking at me. And they go, ah. Right in the state, totally, because I duplicate the exact look. And there's someone else, I'll give you an example. My last seminar in San Diego the other day, there's a woman there who has this incredible voice, right? And she's there with her husband, who's real visual kinesthetic, right? Talks so fast, but he's mostly kinesthetic. And the bottom line is, they are really out of rapport. And so when I communicate to her, I listed her love strategy, and you can probably get a decent idea what it was, is it wasn't even what you said, it was what? How you said it. So I turned to her and I said, Mary, I really love you. In that tone. And she goes, oh, and her husband kind of got, whoa. And he really got uptight, right? So then we went down to break up the love strategies, and I explained to him, right? I'm watching him in this interaction with her, and what he does is he reaches out and touches her. He says stuff and touches her, and you can see her physiology. She's not getting it at all. So I go up to him and I said, listen, speak to her in this tone and tell her that you love her. Or don't even tell her you love her, just speak to her in this tone. You won't believe what happens if you'll say, I love you. He said, well, okay. So he reaches out to touch her to tell her love. I said, stop the touching. She doesn't want to be touched first. You got to first tell her you love her in this tone. And so, I mean, he really had a hard time. He's like, cutting his arm down. Because that's his whole program, right? So finally I got her to say it, and he said, honey, I really love you. And she goes, oh. He went, whoa. And so it was like just before lunch that we did love strategies, right? They didn't come back. They came back and they shared and they said, we're back on our honeymoon. Because what he does now is he just says it in that tone, and she's back to like when she first met him. Because it's just that incredible. It just fires off every piece of her neurology. And she feels so loved by him. I mean, he's just pumped out of his mind. He's getting really good at speaking in tongues. So, understanding his distinction. So, we're going to close with this. Elicit my love strategy. Someone strong and powerful, listen, because I want to know that you can do this.